morning, good morning, good morning. What is going up? What is going up? What is going on, everyone? How are you doing today? MP, good morning, bud. How are you? How are you? How are you? What's up? Where is everybody? Looking like a slow roll in this morning. I will just talk really slowly as people start to filter in. If they do or if they don't, I don't know what's going on today. It's Thursday, right? Thursday. Middle of the week is over. Some people are in their last weeks of school. I dropped a little message, a little reminder in the parents chat that we have on X. Um, just enjoy these moments. Don't forget to take time off to be there with your kids and support your kids. Um, as I've said previous days, I'm I'm driving home every day this week to be at those events that my kids are having. We had soccer games this week, the last two soccer games for my son. Last one's tonight. And then last night was a swim banquet for my daughter, Bailey. So it was really cool to see her with all her swim friends. They were all dressed up. We kind of got to sat with our parent, our neighbors, because our neighbor is on the swim team as well. So it was good. It was a good time. It was a good event. It was worth taking a couple hours off early for work, sitting in that nasty LA traffic and driving home. So yeah, it's just try to make the time if you can, of course. Like don't go out of your way or lose your job or do anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely worth it for those kinds of things. And then we got more stuff coming up next week with um, kindergarten graduation, uh, last day of school. Um, so actually, I think next week is going to more so be I might stay home some mornings. So you might see me at home so I can stay for the kindergarten graduation and then go to work. But we shall see. Yeah, what's up? It is quiet. It is quiet today. I don't see anyone. All right, that's fine. We will move on. So that was my day yesterday. That's what my week is looking like. You know, if anyone else out there has what's going on with them, just let me know. We'll chat back and forth. Um, yeah, we're all good. Uh, Everyone, just do it. Okay, I'll do this as a housekeeping episode. So we're the Daily Dads. We come here every morning, mostly Monday through Fridays, because that's what I'm able to commit to. But sometimes we'll hit a Saturday and a Sunday show as well. It's a quick 30 minutes here at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. My name's Dominic. We read the passage of the day by Ryan Holiday in his book The Daily Dad. Today's May 15th is Teach Them Empathy. Have it right next to me, and we just kind of talk about life, talk about parenting. I usually like to go into what's going on in my life the day before, and then like to ask the other guys and the other gals in the chat what's going on. Good morning, J Rob. How you doing? How are you doing, bud? You with the family this week? Are you traveling? Where are your kids at in school? Are you getting close to the end of the school year? How are you? How do you handle those events, those last days of school, those parties, those get-togethers, all that stuff? Being someone who travels a lot for work, that's always been a curious thing on my mind. How parents handle that, balance between staying home to be at those events versus having to travel and be away from the family. I know it's not easy. I know it's not. I am thankful that I've always lived really close to my family and been able to be there and take time off. I have a very flexible job, so I don't envy that if that's the case for you. But hopefully you're able to um, move stuff around and be at those events and not miss too many of them. Yeah, that's what's been on my mind this week and last week a lot about, trying to be there for the family as much as possible and uh, not dive too much into work, even though work's really busy right now. I missed preschool graduation this year, and it was very painful, and just made sure to celebrate her. But yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it sucks. It really does. Thankfully, there's a couple more graduations down the road because she's still young. But yeah, that was kind of what I was fearful of. Not fearful, but like afraid of, knowing you and knowing that you travel a lot for work. Um, yeah, that sucks. I've missed a couple myself, even though I work really close. It was just I was very much in the mindset of like it's just preschool, it's just kindergarten. Like what does this matter? And then fast forward to today. Um, Next week I'll be going to Bentley's graduation for kindergarten, and I'm struggling to remember if I actually went to my daughter's graduations, and I probably didn't because I think back then I was very much in the mindset of like graduating kindergarten. What does that even mean? Um, Most of my job searches revolve around flexibility and benefits. Yeah, look, if you have the ability to, you know, put that into your request or your search engine for finding jobs, like it's obviously going to be better to have that flexibility. It just depends on where you're at and what you're able to get. But that's one of the things that I do a daily gratitude, and we like to do it here as well. So if anyone wants to drop some daily gratitude in the chat, go ahead. We'll talk about it. But mine today and pretty much like all week, uh, and a lot of the time is centered around the flexibility of my job, of my career that I've fallen into, being my own boss, having established a decent boundary with my clients and my subcontractors, that they all kind of know that I am going to, put my family first in a lot of situations, but I always make myself available, uh, even when I'm away. So, like, even when I'm on vacation, I tell people that I'm on vacation. I'm very honest about it. I wasn't in the past. I would just kind of go and then see if anyone would notice. It's kind of like a weird thing that I would do. But now I'm a little bit more upfront about it, and it's been received very well, and it's still working very well. Um, I also don't have a 9 to 5 in an office. My time home is actually greater than if I was to do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. See, that's good. You're able to, when you are home and you're not traveling, you're able to be more flexible in those situations. And I think that's, you know, I think I said that in the group chat this morning about try not to miss these events. But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of the life, I think our kids, they're not gonna they're not gonna remember that you missed a graduation, that you missed a soccer game, that you missed a whatever. They're gonna remember the macro. Dad was around more than he wasn't around. Dad had a job where he, worked from home more days than he didn't work from home, or at least when he did work from home, he was very much available. Hold on. I don't want to do this. And that's what the kids are going to remember, versus missing an event here and there. They're not being looking at pictures, 40 years down the road, like, why wasn't dad in this picture? I don't think they're going to remember that versus the way that we're continuing to maintain our relationship with our kids. So I think we're all good. It was just something that was on my mind given the week that I was going through, and wanted to just kind of remind everybody that it's okay either way. Like, it's okay to take the time off and be with your family and establish that boundary with work, and then it's okay to, you know like Jay said, like, it's okay if you just have to work and you have to miss it. Like there will be more. I don't think our children are ever going to hold it against us unless we're the kind of parent that's just always gone. That's a different story. I don't think anyone in this group is that parent. Um, Even back in the past with my first child, where I wasn't as around as much, I still don't think I was like a. I don't remember being a fully absent parent. I just had a little bit more focus on work and personal things. Good morning, Bees. How are you? How are you doing today? Five. You got to change your BFP here, man. 5/7/25 is over with. We got to figure out the next moment for your PFP to look forward to. Um, but yeah, good morning, bud. So on to today's reading. Like I said, if you have any gratitude for this week, go ahead and drop it in. Talk about it. But on to the reading. Teach them empathy. Um, this one. What does this one say? Looking at this quote from The Great Gatsby about reading. Was this about reading or was this about empathy? Um, yeah, we get reminded that everyone is not as lucky as we were. So I like that part of it. We like to sit there and look at all of our friends, all of our neighbors, all of the kids' classmates, all that kind of stuff, um, and a lot of the times the first thought we have is like, oh, I wish I had that or this, and it's hard to like check yourself in that moment and say, yeah, but I have plenty and I have more than this person, and just kind of like get out of that mindset in general and just be appreciative and grateful for what you have. And so that's something that is tough for even adults. I know it's tough for, I'll say here in the VFriends community, because we're growing up in this VFriends community as collectors. A lot of us either were collectors and put that on hold so we can become business owners or parents, and then we are circling back to it now because Gary has reignited that. Or some of us, like me, I think I always wanted to be a collector. But I never really, my parents wouldn't give me that disposable income to just go to card shops all the time, and I wasn't a hustling kid that would go do lemonade stands and find this money. I was more of a uh, spend my money on candy. Like I loved candy. I loved you know stink bombs and bomb pops from the ice cream truck and stuff like that. So I think that's where all my money went. But I think I always wanted to collect, and so anyways, I'm getting off track right now. But it's I was going down the path of you know we we want all this stuff, but at the same time, we need to check ourselves and realize that that's not what it's about. Uh, Having too many things and instead being thankful for what we already have. Yeah, man, that train of thought went everywhere. Anyways, let me read this. So, yeah, due to working from home most of the time, I've been able to make 90% of the events, but I also try to overcompensate by coaching their sports teams as well. Yeah, see, that's it. That's it. That's great. Appreciate you for saying that. It's very important. Coaching sports teams is another thing that I'm a little on the fence about. So I coached a couple of teams for my girls, and I haven't done anything yet for Bentley. I think I might step in the next year or two and see if I can help out a little more, depending on where he goes. So he's doing really good at soccer. He was doing really good at basketball. I don't know where he's going to go next, but I'm very interested to see, and hopefully I can help out. I think in baseball I offered, but they had already had enough help that I wasn't needed. So that was a missed opportunity. But then again, he also had a really bad year, and he basically quit within like the first couple of games. And he wasn't really feeling it. I think he was too young. I think we put him in when he was 3, maybe 4, and he wasn't ready yet. Now he's ready. Um, but yeah, what else is going on? All right, I'm going to look at this reading a little bit more. I need to understand this. That's why. See, this is the time where I could really use a co-host because I'm draining right now. Empathy is a hard one for me. So, and what's weird is, so the reading is titled "Teach Them Empathy," but somehow I went onto a topic of keeping up with the Joneses and being appreciative for what you have. So I don't know if I missed a line there or if I was reading the wrong thing. I'm trying to focus on talking and reading at the same time, and my brain doesn't multitask like that. So that's typically where if Ryan or Jason or any of the other guys are up here having a talk, I will focus on trying to circle back on the reading. So, anyways, it is what it is. I'm still learning at this, still getting my bearings. Uh, Used to just invite people up to hang out with me, but I wanted to try to do, kind of ramble my way through one of these on my own here and there. Uh, yeah, it is what it is. I don't think I'm doing that great, but whatever. There's not many people here listening, anyways. So back to it. Teach them empathy. Empathy's a hard one for me. It's not a strong suit for me. I tend to be on the side of um, like I have trouble understanding and being empathetic and compassionate towards people because if it doesn't make sense in my mind, like I don't consider myself like a very smart or intelligent or well-rounded person. So if someone's not getting it or someone's having trouble, it doesn't compute for me. And so, having that empathy and compassion is a struggle for me. I've been told that many times by my wife, and I've felt unempathetic and uncompassionate in my parenting journey towards my kids, where it's like, whether it's like tying their shoes or doing homework or swinging a bat or something, it's one of those things that I don't think I ever grew up understanding, and therefore it's something that I struggle a lot with. So, a lot of the daily dads, the stoicism and the V friends has very much been helping me grow and become a more well-rounded person so that I can fix that, so that I can give my kids a little bit better. And like I said in the last days, just be 1% better each day. Just improve. Um, and I think I have. I think I've grown, and I think my kids are getting a lot better of a father because of all of this going on. So that's one of the reasons why I, stepped up and I said that I would help the guys out, run the show, run the morning show as best I can, stumble through these 30-minute shows that where when you're alone, 30 minutes feels like forever. When you have more people, 30 minutes feels like 10 seconds. So it's actually kind of funny the way that works because right now I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking 10 minutes to go. But if Ryan or Jason or Blaze were up here, uh, one of them could just talk for 10 minutes and then it'd be over and I'd be ready to hit the cancel music. So it's kind of funny. Um, and I'm not sure I like it that much. And the chat is just dead. You guys are leaving me hanging uh, out to dry, which is fine. I understand you guys all have your own thing. We come here every morning. It's hard for it to be like a hit every morning, and I get it, man. I get it for sure. Whew. But anyways, I think I'm gonna cut it short because I don't have much else in the tank right now. But everybody, I hope you have a great day. Join us, like I said, daily. We're over here on Twitch. This is where the chat goes and, sometimes pops off and sometimes doesn't. Hey, there's Bees' new, what is that? Is it Dragon Eye or Cobra Eye? Um, so, if you're listening over on Twitter or Facebook and you're not a bot or YouTube, come over here, and we'll hang out in the morning. We'll talk whatever you want to talk about. If you're uh, dealing with something hard and difficult, just throw it in the chat, and we'll gladly kind of give you our opinion on the situation. We welcome everybody: dads, moms, grandparents, expecting parents, even people who aren't at that point in their life right now. Maybe they're young, maybe they're just dating, maybe they haven't even gotten to that point, maybe they don't want kids, but it's just a good spot for us to hang out, talk about gratitude, talk about each other, and then go about our days. Like I said, this is the 5 o'clock hour, 5 a.m. hour in my day. This is one of the ways I start my day. It's been a very big value add to my mornings, and I do like it, even when I'm in this struggle bus right now. But it is helpful because I am getting some stuff out of my mind and off my chest, and then it enables me to go about my day with a little bit clearer of a head, and then knowing that I've had some help, love, and support from my friends here. So yeah, join us. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your family. Get to those events, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks to everybody. Peace.